So the Game Awards were the other day, and I didn't watch it. I don't care about the Game Awards. But what I do care about are the games that are announced at the Game Awards. So once it was done, I went home and looked at all the trailers, and I made a list of 15 different games that I thought were pretty interesting from the Game Awards. And so we're going to count them down from the least interesting to the most interesting. Starting with Onimusha Way of the Sword. I don't know anything about this game. Everyone was really excited for it when the trailer dropped, and so I did my own little research on the game. And based on how the older games look, I'm not gonna play these games. No, I'm probably just gonna look up a lore video and see what I'm missing from this. But it looks really good. The combat looks fun. I'm worried that it looks a little Souls-like, but that's just my appearance. That's just how it looks to me. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure it doesn't play that way. So I can't wait to see what this is going to be all about. It has a release window of 2026, so it's not really that far away. The next game doesn't have a name yet, so we're just going to be calling it Untitled by Gen Design. Headed by Futumi Odeya, I hope I didn't butcher his name, who has made great games like Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, and Last Guardian. And it looks like this game is going to be in the same vein as these games, so I really can't wait for it. My buddy Suddenly Sutton, he reacted to it, and it was honestly kind of funny, so check him out and see what he thinks about it. Now, they showed just a little bit of gameplay, which is really just the main character climbing on the robot that in the scene. So there's not really much to go on how this game is going to play, but I mean, it's probably going to play like the rest of the games that he's making. Those games were phenomenal. Up next on the list was Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and there was nothing really to talk about in this. They didn't show any gameplay. It was just showing off my favorite character in the world, Shadow the Hedgehog, going through the portal that really reminded me of the old Hot Wheels Highway 35 movies back in the day, if anyone's even remembers those. Some eagle-eyed fans noticed that Extreme Gear might be making a return to the game, so maybe we're getting a Riders crossover with this game. Who knows? And it's kind of strange that I'm not really that excited for it, even though I probably am going to play it. But just me and Sonic games, when it comes to him racing in vehicles, that never really clicked. Up next was Borderlands 4, and I'll be honest, I'm pretty excited for it. I'm not the biggest Borderlands fans. I didn't get into the whole thing until Borderlands 3 came out, and even then, I wasn't that excited about the whole franchise, but I did enjoy the game, and I enjoyed playing it with friends. So I'm really looking forward to how this game is going to come out. Now, a lot of the older fans are not as excited as I am for this game, and I kind of understand it. They don't really like Borderlands 3. In their eyes, it wasn't that good. I mean, I kind of feel the same way sometimes. After playing Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas when Fallout 4 came out, I was a little bit disappointed by it, but I grew to enjoy the game, and I hope that Borderlands 4 does the same thing for the older fans. Split Fiction is up next, and this is from the developers of It Takes Two, and I'm not going to lie, this game looks amazing. I love the way this looks. I love the dynamics between the two writers in the game. My only complaint I think I'm going to have with this game, which is a complaint I have with all kinds of games like this, is the forced split screen that you're going to have to deal with when you're playing these kind of games. And it's probably just a me thing. I personally do not like couch co-op. I've never enjoyed it. I like to be by myself and have my own screen. So I'm not really going to enjoy that part of the game, but I can overlook that. My main worry is how they're going to handle puzzles that require the players to work together. Now, I haven't fully played through It Takes Two, and I don't really even remember the parts that I did play through. That was so long ago. But I just don't want any easy puzzles in these kind of games. I don't want to have a puzzle where we have to work together on doing something, and really all I have to do is look at your screen and tell myself what to do. It's kind of boring, and it just is not really challenging. That's why I never really had an issue playing A Way Out or It Takes Two, because nothing was really a challenge. Up next is everyone's favorite child except mine's, Naughty Dog, and their new game in like 10 years, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. I guess they got tired of doing remakes and remasters. This game honestly looks pretty good, and I'm really excited for it. I don't know why when we go to space, we got to deal with these trash 80s synth music. But, I mean, based on the way this character looks and the way her ship looks and everything, she's probably going to be like their version of Star-Lord. So I can't complain too much about that. And even though this was a fully cinematic trailer, I have no doubt that Naughty Dog will make this game look even better than this right now. I'll be playing it on PC like a year after it releases on PS5. Solasta Crown of the Magistrate is getting a sequel in Solasta 2, and honestly, it looks fantastic. Tactical Adventures really went to work on this game, and it looks beautiful. These guys are the reason I play CRPGs now. Wasteland 3, Baldur's Gate 3, I wouldn't be playing them if it wasn't for these guys, and I really appreciate them for that. This game is going to have a PC early access in 2025, so it is literally right around the corner. I can't wait. Screamer is being developed by Milestones, and it's going to be a reimagining of the original 1995 Screamer racing game. And it's going to feature Troy Baker as a voice actor. This is going to be a story-driven game, which I'm all for, because right now, racing games with a good story are kind of dead right now. Forza Horizon is a good arcade racing game as well as the Crew Motorsport, but they don't really have any stories. Forza Horizon has like side stories, but those are corny and boring. And Need for Speed, they haven't had a good narrative since what? Rivals? Did that have a narrative? I don't remember. Anyways, Polygon Pictures will also be working on this game as well. They are very good 3D animation studios from Japan. And if you want an idea of what they've done, my best examples would be the Big Hero 6 series or the Godzilla movie trilogies, or even Volume 3, Episode 3 from Love, Death, and Robots, The Very Pulse of the Machine. Look at those if you want an idea of how great Polygon Pictures is. Now, all they got to do is tie this together with great gameplay, and this is probably going to be the best racing game I've ever played. Splitgate 2 got a new trailer, which really didn't show off much other than a new map. I guess they're just getting more excitement for the game as it's reaching closer and closer to the release date. I don't know if it's going to be a full release or just an early access release, but it looks fantastic. I played the beta a couple months ago with a great friend of mine, and I'm terrible at it, but it's a learning curve. A lot of people don't really like this game just because it has portals, and some of you even said, well, take the portals out and this game will be a lot more fun. Just go play Halo, okay? Now, Dispatch, this game tricked me. Because of my real life job as a police dispatcher, I assumed this was going to be a police simulation dispatching game. What the hell? But no, it's a superhero dispatching game, which is even better. Based off what I've seen from the trailer, you're playing as Bruce Wayne, a guy who wants to be a superhero but can't be a superhero without technology. I'm sorry, Batman fans, that was just a joke. Now his job after getting hurt is to dispatch other heroes to do jobs while he sits behind a desk and trains to get better, with the promise of them making him a superhero once again. Now, of course, I'm gonna say I like this game, which is just me being biased. I love games like this by default. The Walking Dead, Wolf Among Us, Tales of the Borderlands, Life is Strange. I love these kind of story-driven games. The only one I didn't really like was Tales from the Borderlands 2, but we don't talk about that dog shit. Like a lot of the games on this list, this has a release date of somewhere in 2025, which I hope doesn't get delayed. And honestly, I really do appreciate this. Just to sidestep for a second, there have been a ton of games that have been announced that have yet to have release dates. You got your Elder Scrolls 6, you got Beyond Good and Evil 2, which is probably fucking dead at this point. And I just appreciate devs that let us know when games are coming out like a year or two at the most. I don't know what possessed Bethesda to announce Elder Scrolls 6 years ago, but that was stupid. I mean, yeah, I can't wait for Dispatch. Okay, so now we're getting into the top 5 most interesting games revealed to me at the Game Awards when I didn't even watch the Game Awards. Starting with Mafia: The Old Country. Now, I didn't get into the Mafia games until the third installment, which now that I think about it is strange. I get into games with the third installment all the time. You know, Mafia 3, Halo 3, Witcher 3, Persona 3, even Midnight Club 3. It's kind of strange. Anyways, this game looks fantastic. It's taking place as a prequel to all the other Mafia games, which kind of sucks for me because I played Mafia 1, Mafia 3. I'm going to play Mafia 2 at some point. I was hoping to get, a continuation, but whatever. Nothing wrong with a prequel. Even though this is a cinematic trailer with no gameplay, I'm pretty sure the game is going to look like this. It was done in engine, and if you've seen the Mafia 1 remake, you already know this game is going to look beautiful. What I find really funny is that the main protagonist's name is Enzo, and this story takes place in 1900 Sicily, Italy. So, I mean, it would be so funny if they made him one of the founders of Ferrari or whatever. You know, Enzo Ferrari. That would be so funny. Now, you might be asking, how does Slay the Spire 2 look more interesting to me than Mafia: The Old Country? Well, I am a sucker for good roguelike games, and Slay the Spire, the original game, was fantastic. I love playing roguelike games. Dead Cells, Skull the Hero Slayer, Returnal. I love roguelike games, and I can't wait for this one to come out because it's doing so much more new stuff. New cards, a new character, like it's going to be a necromancer. I'm just overly excited for this game. The only way I can be any more excited for this game is if they were telling us that it's going to be dropping with co-op. Oh my god, if this had co-op in it, After that is going to be Project Century, a new game from RGG Studio, the same developers of Yakuza and Judgment. I don't even know what to say about this game. It looks beautiful. The new protagonist looks absolutely savage. The combat looks great in this game. The only thing I don't like about this game is that, well, it's not really a dislike with the game. It's more, I don't like the announcement. It's mainly because, where's my Judgment sequel? I need a new Judgment game. Judgment is a fantastic spinoff to the Yakuza franchise, and I was hoping they were working on a new game, but no, we're getting this amazing Project Century game. So whatever, I guess I'll settle. What the hell? No, I'm actually mad about this. I'm actually mad about this. I love RGG Studios. I love y'all. I swear, I love y'all. But I need a new Judgment game, and I need it now. That's all I'm gonna say. Obsidian dropped probably the funniest video game trailer I have ever seen in a long time, and I loved it. I loved every moment of it. This game looks like a massive improvement over the first game. Narratively, graphically, gameplay wise, it just looks better. And I was making a joke about Obsidian a while ago, saying that, hey, they're just Bethesda but better. And now it's starting to become true, because you have the Outer Worlds, which looks pretty great, and it's their version of a space game, which I think narratively it's better than Starfield. And then you have Avowed, which is going to be their version of a fantasy game, which is probably going to be, better than Skyrim. And now all they need to do is make a post-apocalyptic game to rival Fallout, and I'm just going to start calling it Bethesda 2.0. I will add that it looks like they may have improved the conversation animations for this game. So if you watch my video on how I wanted the next Cyberpunk game to remain a first-person experience, there's a part where I made a comment about Bethesda Starfield, and this extends to Outer Worlds, the first game as well, but dialogue handled in those games feels very dated. The characters stand in one spot like they have a stick stuck up their ass, and then they move their bodies and arms in unnatural ways. Outer Worlds 2 look like it's going to fix that issue. However, they're probably still going to have the sticks up their ass. So, we can't win everything, right? Finally, we are here. The most interesting game I saw at the Game Awards that I did not watch, CD Projekt Red's The Witcher 4. Oh my goodness, I've had a ton of interesting conversations about this, because I overall love the trailer. I love the look of Ciri. I love that she's the main protagonist. I was making a video that I got lazy on, basically telling everyone why I didn't want her as the main protagonist, and I still kind of feel that way. My main reason, I'll briefly summarize it, is just because I wanted a new protagonist. I really wanted a new protagonist. I wanted to leave Ciri and whoever she's associated with in the past and move on, much like how Mass Effect did Andromeda. I guess it didn't go too well for them, even though I like the game, but that's beside the point. Now, of course, I am not one of these people who do not like her as a main protagonist because she's a woman. I don't know where y'all came from, but y'all can kindly leave the franchise, please. My main issue is the explanation of things that are going on in the game. So it's obviously clear that Ciri is now a fully fledged Witcher. I don't know how this happened, and I don't really mind that it happens. My main issue is going to be how they're going to explain how it happened. I've been talking with a ton of people who know more about the franchise than I do. My knowledge goes from Witcher 1, Witcher 2 to Witcher 3, and I don't read the books because I don't read. Sorry. My issue is going to be the explanation of why she's now a fully fledged Witcher, when it's been hammered into my skull that the trial of the grasses were tailored towards men, and even then, a lot of them died during the trials, while women had a 100% mortality rate. So I want a good explanation as to why she can suddenly survive the trials. And I don't want it to be, well, she has elder blood. To my knowledge, the elder blood does not give you any enhanced physical attributes that would allow you to survive the trials. It is purely magical. And if they explained it as a way saying, well, she used her elder blood to help her survive the trials, I'll be okay with that. But I do not want a conversation with an NPC to go down saying, hey, Ciri, there were never any female witchers when Geralt was around. I know the Trial of the Grasses are tough and they killed a lot of boys, but women never survived it. How did you survive? I do not want her response to be, oh, I have elder blood. Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that to be the explanation. That's lazy. I would like some kind of good explanation. And maybe that's me being nitpicky about things, but if I enjoy good narratives, and I love for things to have a reason. And a lot of more knowledgeable people have given me a lot of great theories and one I want to share right now is that, the new Witcher game has the logo of a lynx, which is, it's a feline. A lynx is just a feline. It's not the school of the cat, but it's a new school. So what if the new school has a new way of making witchers? Because apparently the school of the cat did have female witchers that survived the trials. I don't know how they did it. If someone wants to link me an explanation or a video about it, I would greatly appreciate it. But to my knowledge, I did not know that this happened with the school of the cat. But if they made it something like that in the game, that would be so fantastic and I would love it. But that's really all I have to complain about the game. Everything else looks fantastic. I will say, they introduced the chain from the show in this game. If that chain is not a usable weapon in the game, this game is a failure. I'm just going to say that right now. But that's all I have to say about the games that I saw at the Game Awards that I didn't watch. If you want to talk about some of these games and share some with me, be my guest. I would love to talk with you about it. If you want to argue with me about my opinions that I have about The Witcher 4, be my guest. I enjoy the intention. I'll see you guys in the next one.